Welcome to another edition of Web Chat with the Warden. I'm Marcie Culbert here with Warden David Mayberry. We're talking about tomorrow night's council meeting. So I believe tomorrow night we're actually going to be talking about a new tax policy. So what can you tell me about that?
So this is the final tax bylaw to assess the taxes to each of the classes across the county. So the residential, agricultural land, industrial, commercial, large industrial. Each of them gets a certain tax ratio, and the bylaw tomorrow will do that. So it's been a little while getting there. There's been considerable discussion around the farmland tax, what the ratio should be for that, and council did agree at their last meeting to lower it a little bit. So it's kind of the final step so that we can issue the tax bills to the lower tiers, and then they can get the taxes out in a timely manner.
So I know another big thing on the agenda tomorrow is actually a piece of surplus land right by Woodingford Lodge. So can you tell me a little bit about that as well?
Sure. So kind of around the edges of Woodingford Lodge, the township, the county does own some land there, and the idea is that we've been looking at this land for quite a while now, wondering what we can do with it, and so we're going to declare it surplus so that we could actually do some social housing projects, or at least some housing projects, with maybe some of them being social housing. Looking at a couple of things, maybe would we build some kind of an apartment building there, and another idea is a few residential units kind of along the area where there's residential units already, so that people sort of get to see residents behind them in a kind of a more normal way. So that'll come to county or to the council. If the council approves it, then they'll be looking for sort of people that are interested in building what the county would like to see built there.
And I also believe tomorrow night we're also discussing a new operating agreement for In and Out of the Cold. Yeah.
So the In and Out of the Cold program's been going for almost 15 years now, and it's a program that is supported in part by the county. Certainly the churches in Woodstock have sort of stepped up to the plate and made sure that there's a place there for homeless people, particularly during the winter months. The reality is that sometimes people are homeless during the summer as well. And so the county is suggesting that we increase or extend the funding so that it become a year-round program. And they've done an excellent job. People can get a hot meal, get a breakfast. There's showers. There's a place for people to stay. It's not the ideal situation, but in an emergency, that's kind of the best we can do. And so we want to make sure that it's available for people in need whenever they need it.
Well, luckily we appear to be on the uphill scale for the weather lately, so we won't have to worry about that for a little while. So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you again for joining us for an edition of Web Chat with the Warden. Stay tuned for another edition.